Okay, so here are the rules of downloading Docker. Okay, so what are the Docker related things? I will tell. Okay, so first of all, Docker, just put a download. So there is a two Dockers are there. One for a Windows, another for a Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 7, like that kind of stuff. So just I'm going to docker.com products Docker desktop. Just you can download from here. Okay, Docker desktop. Just you can click on download for a Windows. Download for a Windows. Okay, so here it is Docker desktop. You can see from here also. Docker for Windows, Docker for Mac, Apple chip, Intel chip, View Linux engine kind of stuff. It is a free to download. Anybody can able to download, but there is a conditions are there for a product, each product kind of stuff. Just you can click on this one. You can download. Is it changing any pages? Yeah, like this, it will download. Docker desktop installer.exe will be download. Okay. I'm not downloading because already I downloaded in my here. Okay, so this is a Docker installer.exe. So when you double click on it, so it will run. It may take little bit time. When it is start, main thing like actually for installing Docker, two things are important. So Docker installation. Okay, so Docker use your virtualization environment. For example, if you are using a Linux environment, Linux has KVM, UEMU. This is the virtualization environment, virtualization platform for Linux. Windows, some Windows use Hyper-V. Where Hyper-V feature is available? Windows 8, okay, 8.1 and Windows 10 mainly, and that too professional and enterprise editions only. Okay, so if you are using a Windows without Hyper-V, you are using Windows 10, better to use the Windows 10 only option actually. So there is a new version of Windows 10, updated version of Windows 10, but you are having a home. Okay, but in a home you don't get a Hyper-V, no Hyper-V part. Then you have to compulsory use this kind of stuff. What is this? Is a Windows subsystem for Linux. It means it's like a Windows Linux kind of stuff because Linux is a open source. Anybody can able to take it, no ownership, right? So Windows subsystem for Linux. Using this WSL2, you can get a Linux subsystem. Means Linux based executions. You will get it. Virtualization enable things you will get it. Okay, so any PC with like Windows 10 latest edition and home professional enterprise, you can use this one directly, so without worrying about it. Okay, why, what happened? Where is it? Is it running or not running? Yesterday only I opened. Yesterday I want to install, but I want to show you how to install it. For Docker, we require at least a 4 GB RAM and I'm already using 6 GB. But how much free RAM in this one, we don't know. And more important in a Docker, first of all, yeah. Okay, so you want to install a Docker in your virtual machine or a physical machine, you have to check virtualization is enabled or not. You have to check virtualization is enabled or not also. How to check virtualization is enabled or not? So go to Task Manager, Performance, CPU, where we will get it. So click on CPU. So virtualization enabled in my virtual machine. Also, my virtual machine is having virtualization enabled. Available RAM is a 3 GB. It is showing. Now it is reducing. It will reduce. No problem. Okay, I'm closing this one. It is showing downloading package. Guys, you can take a break. Come back in a 10-15 minutes. It's going on. Okay. So me also required a coffee and all things. Okay. So let it go on. Okay. So here they added a shortcut to desktop. Install required components for a WSL2. Again, it will ask, maybe it will ask for a update package. That is also we have to download. Currently, we are installing. Hello, sir. Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here only. It's taking a lot of time.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనం అప్ స్ట్రీమ్ డౌన్ స్ట్రీమ్ అనేటప్పటికి జెnkins లోనే వాడతాం సార్.
It's a concept. It's a upstream downstream concept. I done with Jenkins. It's look like it is taking a lot of time. So meanwhile, it's taking time. So meanwhile, I will show you these things. Okay. So I'm going to docker.com products. This is a Docker hub is also there. This Docker hub will contains like your GitHub only. Docker hub is like your GitHub only. We can store your repositories in a freely, like Docker images. Like you created a Docker images and you want to save Docker image um, in public way or private way. So like your GitHub. So then also we can put it. So this is the pricing. Free is available, unlimited public repositories, Docker desktop continuously update, Docker desktop include Docker engine and Kubernetes, includes Docker engine and limited container image request, two-factor authentication. Means both OTP will also will get it. Okay, so you can sign up freely like that. Okay. And also we will get a depends upon your plan, like you want a private repositories, you want a more storage space, kind of support required, you have to pay as per that one, $5 per month, $7 per month. It depends upon the organization, large organizations, so they will take a contract like that. Okay. So main other advantages of Docker is also there. Here it is, take time. Yeah, now it is installing. So meanwhile, I'll try to open my Paint. So if my application won't give any big problem, then no problem. So meanwhile also, because why I'm installing a Docker is importantly, um, um, it is easy if you see in a practical way. Okay, that's why. If in case by 1:30 guys, by 1:30 if I am not able to finish pipeline and Docker kind of stuff, then you can watch my previous videos also there, and as well as, um, If you want, I will create a separate videos for you also, because usually it is happens in because lack of time and of course tomorrow also I'm a free. Okay, tomorrow your wish completely. So tomorrow no classes are there. If in case any mock interviews or tomorrow if you are not having any mock interviews or any classes, completely your wish. So you can just send me a message by evening in the group. So I will start tomorrow little bit like a 10:30 11. 10:30 is better option. Okay, I will start. So it's completely up to you only, so I don't put a more hard on you. So this is my hardware, means CPU, RAM, disk space. So this is the main resources of our computer, right? We have a CPU is there, RAM is there, hard disk there. This is a mainly our resources utilization. And I have an operating system. Any operating system, Windows or Linux. For example, if you have a Linux operating system, if you have a Linux based operating system, your hypervisor is KVM/QEMU. So you don't require any other virtualization platform. Just you have to install this platform. Then obviously Docker utilize this platform. If in case if you are using a Windows, okay, so normally Windows 10 or a Server 2016 or 19. So if you have a Hyper-V, so your Docker utilize your Hyper-V hypervisor platform. Hypervisor is virtualization platform. So it will virtualize supporting, like it will virtualize your hardware, so then it can run on it. Next one is Hyper-V. Um, Another one is WSL2, Windows Subsystem for Linux. So if you don't have Hyper-V, for example, my physical machine is Windows 10 Pro. Oh, it is not Pro or Enterprise. It is Windows 10 Home Edition, latest only, but Home Edition. Okay, it's updated a new version, but it is a Home Edition. So in a Home Edition, we don't have a Hyper-V. So I have to install WSL2 for running this Docker engine. So what is this Docker engine will do? So whenever you install a Docker in a Windows, it will give you both CLI and as well as the GUI support is there. This Docker utilize it runs on your operating system as an application and utilize your hardware, and it use your hypervisor platform. Yeah, it automatically install along with your Docker, but you have to it will ask see install required components for WSL. It will install automatically in your PC, and as well as WSL to related update package is also it will ask. Okay, you have to install it if required. Okay, it will ask if it is not asking means it is okay, then it is already installed WSL2 in your PC. Okay, you can download WSL2 separately from internet also. You can run Linux based commands also possible, as I seen some YouTube video. Okay, to learn is the easiest thing is first of all what it is, and find out what is the exact resources to get it. Third one is to start practicing it, guys. um, Create your own lab. Create your own lab. Don't pay for a lab purpose. Don't pay for a lab purpose kind of stuff. Okay, create your own lab with your resources. Lot of people put a processor like a i7 processor, 4 GB RAM. This is a worst combination as my for me. If you take i3 also, okay, no problem. You want to reduce the cost, you cannot put more cost on your infrastructure, no problem. Take i3, put a 16 GB RAM, no problem. Okay, so cost will be covered here. I3 processor based, you'll get a computer with 30 to 40,000. By i3 you will get it. Take 16 GB RAM or 32 GB RAM. i3 support, latest i3 support 32 64 GB RAM also. Okay. i7 with 4 GB, this is a worst combination. So don't take like this. We need a processing power, of course, and also mainly memory power is also required. So processing is required, and the best combination is better to go to i5 if you can able to offer money like around 50,000 plus. So take a i5 processor, minimum 16 GB RAM. I said minimum. 8 GB is also become a normal. 4 GB is waste. 8 GB normal. So better to upgrade to 16 GB minimum. i5 it will give you at least 6 core processor now, the current versions. Okay, and 16 GB RAM it will fulfill. Always take Windows 10 original. Okay, don't take it from the friends and all. It is a very personal computer, then no problem. So I'm not taking telling about OS kind of stuff. Okay, so then you can create any lab. You can start creating your own lab for a practicing. If you do practice you can learn. If you have a lab environment, because I'm a trainer for almost like a 10 years. So always in a class we don't get a exact lab environment, practical environment. Okay, as a thing like if you check with the sizer worked in a real time. He knows the real time data centers, real time networking components on. But I'm a trainer, so usually I'm not getting any real time infrastructure to practice on it, and it is very dangerous also if you do something. Even I done something mistake, so I took a one router. I tried to crack the router's password, and me instead of cracking it, I changed some code inside. So then problem is occur. So luckily, when there is a senior guy, is a manager, so he uh, finally troubleshoot it. Okay, so it will sometimes it is danger, right? So we can create our own lab environment in within our PC also, like I'm doing now. So right, yeah, it is. To you must restart the computer to do this one. But problem is if you click on a restart, your Docker will be installed, everything is works. Problem is my Jenkins also will be stopped. Okay, so I will restart it later when I want it. So once I finish the pipelining kind of stuff, meanwhile I will keep it like this for a moment. So I will explain these things. Okay, so got the point. So if you have any doubt anytime, like just I have a plan to make some things like to very useful for our own lab creation. Okay, so we'll come back to the Docker. So runs on our operating system. What are the operating system you are doing depends upon that. So your Docker is running. Docker is some application only, just an application. And Docker utilize your physical resources, like a virtual machine is how it is utilizing your physical resources. Virtualize it, virtualized hardware it will utilize, right? So for example, yeah, I forget to show you one more thing here. So I went to Docker part. I want to go to Docker Hub directly. So I'm going to Docker Hub. This is a hub dot dockers dot com. I am closing each and every tab. Some tabs I will close because okay. So already I'm logging here. Okay, so you can download from here also. So for downloading, you don't require any login kind of stuff. See, these are top level images: Redis, Node.js, Alpine, MongoDB, MongoDB, okay, Nginx, Couchbase, Python, MySQL, HTTP. These are OpenJDK, okay, PostgreSQL, Ubuntu, operating system Ubuntu. So click on explore, you will get a lot of images like this. Okay, these are all images only. Golog, Hello World, Registry, MariaDB, Docker and Docker. You can put a Docker inside a Docker also. Once you put a Docker in your machine, so automatically Docker and Docker. Okay. So like not only this, there is thousands of different images are available. Just for example, these are official images. Official means that organization is providing official images. See, WebLogic server, SQL server. For example, MySQL. Now you want to practice on MySQL. Okay, you want to do some database creation on a MySQL. So what to do? Just take this image, take this image, and create a containers as per your requirement. Create a several containers, and you can create a databases. Okay, so that is the container or a web servers. You can take any web server. This is a kind of web server. Okay, simple. Put this command on your command line. So obviously this image will be pulled from the Docker hub. Okay, so you can run the Docker like this, like you can run and you can create a multiple run means you are creating a container in the container, so you can put a what are the website files and all. Okay, so then obviously we can run multiple kind of stuff. It is like a image. These are all nothing but images. Okay? I download a image, and this image is a constant. We cannot change in the image. We can change it, but normally it won't change by itself. We have to apply some changes in it. Okay, if you want it. So this what are the data in the image is stable, and generally it won't change with your containers. These are my containers. Just I creating a container. Container will run virtual machines. So okay, this is the container one, container two, container three. This container is like your virtual machine only. It run your image, it connects to your image, and it run your image. So for example, your image is contains some web application, so we can run a web application from here also. So you are providing, instead of creating a multiple virtual machines, you can create a multiple containers, and you can give the web services. Okay, web application deployment you can give, so my users can connect to your website and you can do it. Okay, so this is image means an application or an operating system or anything. It can be contains a files, it contains a files. Okay, and you can create a number of containers. The container is like a virtual machine, means your compute container provide a compute kind of stuff. Think like I have an hard disk. My hard disk contains operating system, applications, and data, right? It contains in a my hard disk only. The data is contained in a my hard disk only, but actually who is running this hard disk content? My machine only, my processor RAM is running. So these containers utilize your physical resources by virtualizing it. So it will utilize your physical resources and container will run. Okay, next, if you change something in this container, it won't affect on your image. If you done any changes in your container, it won't affect on your image. Normally in physical machine or a virtual machine, something changes occur, the hard disk data content will be changes, but here we take the data from the image, but not, we can't change the data in the image by container. Container will give you a computational environment, CPU, RAM kind of stuff, processing power it will give. Okay, we can run, we can access with a container only. For example, this is a web application, so I can access the website from this container. Okay, so like that, I can deploy as many as containers as per my requirement. Okay, so this is the Docker concept. But you guys are also asked, what is Kubernetes? What is Kubernetes? What is this Kubernetes? Kubernetes is a orchestration application. It is a orchestration means automatic, automatically. Guys, you completed cloud, right? AWS, I think. Char completed AWS, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
What is EC2?
Super. Use it for computing.
Yeah,
Elastic
computing means you are
computing.
creating a virtual machine, right? Elastic Beanstalk, load balancer. For example, you create load increasing. For example, today I launch a new product in the market, like a Flipkart, Amazon launches new products in a day, right? So like at 12 o'clock, flash sales kind of stuff. So load increasing. If load increasing, I want to deploy a multiple virtual machines. So then I can balance the load. So that is called a auto balancing. Okay, auto scaling, auto elasticity, auto balancing service is there. Which one is auto scaling? And one more is there. Auto scaling for if load increases, it scale number of virtual machines. To load balance, we have to elastic load balance. We have to use balance the load between the virtual machines, right? So it is the same concept here. This is a orchestration means if my load increase, uh, can anybody tell what is elasticity? Elasticity. Cloud has the two properties, main properties, elasticity and scaling.
Expanding.
What is elasticity?
Increasing RAM and hard disk.
Increasing RAM and hard disk, increasing memory. Elastic band, rubber band, elastic band is there, no? The band,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? So what is that meaning? It is if you stretch more, it increases.
Expanding properties.
Yes, it expands and as well as a contrast. Okay, it
Hmm.
commissions decommissioning. So compulsory guys check it. Elasticity, scalability, common questions. Elasticity, scalability, cloud properties, compulsory question. Okay, elasticity means load increases, it increase your infrastructure means it deploy multiple virtual machines. Okay, number of containers here in the I'm telling in a Kubernetes manner. Okay, no, not no, it is number of. Okay, number of containers and balance the load in between these containers. It balance the load in the containers automatically. Next one is if load decreases. Now load is less. My sales completed, load decreases. Okay? Load decrease. So it will destroy, okay, some of containers. Okay, automatically. So it, for example, load increases. Kubernetes deployed automatically. It created a 50 containers. For example, 50 containers. It is deployed. Now load is decreased. So what it will do? It reduces it to 20. 20 are enough for a current load. So normally in a physically like you have to create your own virtual machines as per your requirement. Load increases, you have to create a more virtual machines, and again you have to tell load balance in between. Manually you have to do it, but using a Kubernetes or a, auto scaling methods, automatically it sends the load. So load increases, number of containers will deployed, and it will destroy the containers if not required. Okay, so simple example of auto scaling is, if you go to shopping malls, like not a shopping mall, I'm telling, it is shopping kind of stuff, is like Big Bazaar, Best Buy, is Walmart, DMart. Maybe you guys knows better. DMart is always available in always every place now. Okay, DMart. If you go to DMart on a Monday morning, how many counters operate? Maximum two to three counters will operate. Okay. If you go on a Monday evening, maximum four counters. If you go to on Friday evening, five, six counters are open. On Saturday and Sunday, okay, all containers open. 10 to 15 containers, sorry, counters will open to balance the load. Number of counters will open to balance the load. Very simple, right? So like that, here it is also the elasticity property is a Kubernetes thing. Kubernetes service, microservices, these are all deploy the containers automatically when load increases on it, and load balancing between these containers. Okay. When load decreases, automatically destroy the containers. So as per the load only it will maintain. So commissioning and decommissioning of virtual machines or your infrastructure or containers is called elasticity. So Kubernetes maintain automatically doing that. That is called orchestration. Automatically it is doing that one. That is called a Kubernetes. Kubernetes actually. I put a Kubernetes only. Kubernetes. Okay, so this is your Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, you can use a Kubernetes as a cloud service or a manual services also. Okay, so this is part completed, because I don't want to restart now, so I will minimize this one. Maybe my machine will go little bit slow. I will restart it later.